everyone, welcome and welcome back to this week's video. This week we are sporting a new look. This video is sponsored by Hot Braids. They were kind enough to send me their Afro Kinky Coily 100% bulk human hair and the length 22 inches and color number 1B. And this is their 4B/4C texture. As some of you may know or remember, I recently cut my hair, so I'm back on my natural hair journey, and just having hair that naturally mimics my my natural hair texture was really, it took some getting used to, but I'm happy to say that I love it. The results speak for themselves. So we'll get into all the details as we go through the video, but let's get into it. Another banger. Alrighty, so this is me, fresh-faced, ready to take on this journey, or so I thought. But we'll get into that in a little bit. I want to talk a little bit more about the actual hair itself and what are some of the features that it comes with. So in the package, they sent me a sample of the actual hair texture. So this is an example of what the 4C texture looks like, and then the second package is an example of what the 4B sample looks like. The differences in the curls are kind of essential because it really is important for you to try to match your own hair texture to the type of hair that you get when you're making the purchase. So my hair is 4C, and as I mentioned, I recently cut my hair, so my roots are still growing, but my natural hair is 4C texture. My hair right now is blow dried on the screen, so you might not be able to see my curls defined, but here you can see the coils of this 4C hair texture. The curls are very much defined, and it really mimics natural hair. Right now it kind of looks dry, and I think that's the same way that my hair texture is when I don't put any products in it. So it kind of requires you to treat it as natural hair. So I spritz some water with my spray bottle on the hair just to soften the curls a little bit, and it really helped loosen that texture, and the curls really showed out a lot more. So also I will mention with this hair, it's important to like not waste hair, or at least try as best as possible not to waste hair. So when I was like pulling it apart, I noticed that the hair would really come out of its bundle, so you would have to kind of section it in a way that preserves as much hair as possible. So while you section the hair, just try and preserve the hair by really taking apart the curls and putting the curls back in, so you don't waste any of the hair. That's an important step. Now, in terms of installation, I had to call in some help. I had to call in some backup, some reinforcements. Y'all know my credentials. Every single hairstyle that I've done on this channel, I've always done it by myself. But for this one, these are mini twists. So these were very small, and these were very time consuming. So I had to call in some reinforcements, and I actually went to a salon to help me do these twists. But before I made the decision to go to a salon, I actually started the first row by myself. So when I first started twisting, I used the method of braiding for the first 4 or 5 strands first, and then I started the twist. So the same method that I'm using was also the same method that they were using at the salon. So after sectioning my hair, or just parting my hair and creating the parts that I wanted, and then continuing with the actual twist. So starting the braid, or starting the hair with a braid, 3, 4, maybe 5 strands down, and then converting those 3 strands to 2 strands into a twist. I think whether you are doing this style by yourself or you're getting help from somebody else, this process is still the same. So installing the hair by prepping the hair, again, I found that it was most helpful to spritz the hair with some water just to define the curls a little bit and make it a little bit softer, and then separating it. As you can see here in the back, they just created the sections ahead of time. I think the sections is really depending on you. I had 5 packs of hair to work with, but I actually ended up only using 4 packs of hair. If you know me, you know that I don't like heavy hair. I like my hair very light. And luckily, this hair, by nature, the extensions are already light on itself. So they're not like heavy braids or anything like that. It is, again, human hair. So this is very natural, very lightweight. So, yeah, I found that it was like virtually no weight at all. In addition to that, I still don't like when my hair is like too full or too bulky. So I wanted my strands to be, or I wanted my twist to be sort of skinnier and smaller. At the same time, I used 4 packs because I think that was just sufficient enough for me. I think if you wanted a fuller look, you could definitely use all 5 packs. But for the look that I achieved, as you saw at the beginning of this video, it was still very full and I only used 4 packs. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I think this hair is very natural and very lightweight. I think if you didn't know that this was in my hair, like you wouldn't be able to tell. Like this looks like the hair that's growing out of my scalp, and I just love that style and that look. Personally, I love the fact that the twists are not too long as well. The hair that I'm using here is in the color 1B, or natural color 1B, and then in the length 22 inches. It comes right up to my shoulder, but at the end of the process, I did ask them to trim it a little bit so that it just comes right up to my shoulder. So this is human hair. It literally acts like your own hair. So when I finished my hair, I was like, why is it so stiff? Like it was giving no movement at all. But when they spritz some water and they put a mist in my hair, the movement literally, like, it all came back to life. So I will say that as you go throughout your day, I've had this hair for about a week now. Every time I wake up, when I go to bed, I put in a bonnet. But every time I wake up, my hair is always stiff. So I have to like spit some water on it. I put some mousse in it as well. The mousse is kind of optional. The mousse is really, if it needs a little bit more moisture, then I'll use mousse. But some water will go a long way into creating some movement in the hair. But yeah, that's really it. Here my hair is done. They just oiled my scalp. Put some, yeah, put some oil on my scalp. Trimmed the hair, so like just removing those like little flyaways that I was outside of the actual twist itself, and that was it. This install with 3 people working on my hair took about 3 hours, so it wasn't that long. But I know if I was to do this by myself, it would have taken me like much longer. So I'm grateful that I did get help on the style. Here you would notice that this is what I meant by when there's product in the hair, it moves so much more freely. Yeah, do not walk around this hair with it just like stiff with no product in it, because it will not move. You need some moisture, you need water or mousse to give it some movement and to bring it back to life. So here I was just figuring out ways to style it, and I'll talk a little bit about styling later on. But yeah, I honestly love this hair. It's so convenient, low maintenance, short, cute. I love it. So I'm going to give you a quick 360 of what the hair looks like. This is obviously the front, the sides,
So that's pretty much it. That's a quick 360 of what the hair looks like. In terms of styling, mostly again half up, half down. So just like bringing this back up and just like pinning it somewhere, either with a claw clip or with a regular hair tie or hairband. And yeah, it's really it's such a low maintenance hairstyle. Like I love it, you know. And it just mimics my natural hair. It almost looks like it's my, like if I had if my hair was longer and I just like twisted it, this is what it would look like. So I love that fact. And lastly, I will say in terms of maintaining it, I think this is going to be a very easy hairstyle to maintain. When I go to bed, I put it in a bonnet. I put it up in a ponytail and then I put it in a bonnet, or I just put it in a bonnet straight away or directly. And then when I wake up in the morning, I find that it's kind of stiff, so I have to put mousse and water. Any mousse would do. The mousse that I use is the multi styling mousse from Shea Moisture, just because it's what I have on hand. But any mousse would do, because it just needs a little bit of like revival. So just use a spray bottle, which is what I use. I spray my hair with water and then I put some mousse in it, and that's all I do. And this is it. Yeah.
Alright, so that's everything from me. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.